welcome to Engineering Drawing 1. So this is a look at your canvas page that you will be able to see. So this week will be online and it will be at your own pace. So under the introduction you'll have the course outline and a PowerPoint on the first presentation. So the outline is what we'll be covering this semester. So if you look at it, the total student work here is basically lecture 2 hours. You have no hours for the tutorial, but the other two hours that makes up the class time would be a lab where you all would do the work. I would like you all to share your screen and just show me what you all have done, or you all could ask questions if you all need help during the 2-hour lecture and the 2-hour lab time. So you have 3.7 hours independent study. So like during time when you're home, you need to find about 4 hours to complete all your assignments given. So you all could read through this on your own. It's just basically an outline of what we'll be doing this semester. So the main thing here is the introduction, which will be like traditional equipment use, and then AutoCAD, the transition to the commands you'll be using in AutoCAD. Geometrical drawing, this is basics that we'll be covering. Freehand sketching, perspective projection, isometric, oblique, and orthographic projection. So there's a textbook that I'll email you. There's all the study, a breakdown of the marks where they'll be coming from. So like the first assignment, 10%, you could go through and read it on your own. You will see the time frame as well as how long we'll be taking to cover it, and an idea of the time frame. I will give you all the assignments to do it within. So right, this final quiz, it may not be like a final exam, but say the last week in the semester, I'll give you all a quiz where you'll need to come in and complete it within the lab. Right, so this book, I'll email you all a link with this. So if I forget, you all will remind me about this during the next class. Right, so this is just a breakdown of what you'll be doing throughout the semester. You could have a complete read of it on your own. So let me go through the PowerPoint presentation. Right, so geometrical and engineering drawing 1. So I'll just giving you all basic introduction to traditional tools and then modern drawing equipment. So traditionally, you have a workstation with a drawing table, comfortable seating, sufficient lighting. Then you'd have the materials you use: paper, mechanical pencils, eraser, masking tape. So this is just like a basic idea of what a workstation looks like traditionally. And this is a list of tools that was traditionally used. As you see, T-squares, set squares, mechanical pencil. All these tools you see in here has been replaced in AutoCAD by a command that you all will learn later on. But everything here that you normally physically use, you now just type in a command in AutoCAD and will be done with. So these are paper sizes. So the most familiar one you all will be would be A4 size. This is like a letter page that you normally print on, that most people will be familiar with. Then if you look at it, A4 doubles up to 2 times A3. So 2 A4s could fit in an A3, 2 A3s could fit in an A2, 2 A2 within an A1. So it kind of like steps up as you go up, or if you go down, it will be half size. So half of a A4 is a A5. So that's how the paper sizes are. Right, so traditionally you'd set up a a T-square and secure the paper to the table and create borders. So all this is traditional stuff. It's just to give you an idea of what was traditionally done and how AutoCAD has replaced it. So this is just an example of a title block. So you have the paper, and inside would have a borderline and a little block with information relevant to the drawing. So like here would have a company logo, a project, title, size, if it have a file number, how they file their drawings, name of the architect, a sheet number, scale of the drawing, any little notes, any revision. So in AutoCAD and traditional drawings, there are different types of lines. You have continuous, which is just a straight black line, dash line. I'm going to go on to the next slide so you'll get a better idea. So you have hidden or dash line, center lines. The center lines basically are used to show symmetry or cylindrical features. The hidden lines are used to show hidden features. Hidden or dash lines show hidden features. Symmetry lines. So in drawings, instead of drawing it the full thing, you just put a symmetry line and you just draw half of it so that they know it kind of acts as a mirror line. So the other half, the object is twice that. Extension or dimension lines is just to show information about the drawing. Leaders, same thing as dimension, it goes away a little different from a dimension line. These are different types of break lines where objects are long, you use them to show extended features. Cut and plane, these are done in sections to show the internal structure of a component. So normally where you have a cut and plane, you do a sectional view to show what is inside there. Visible or continuous lines. So this would make up the main lines that you'd be drawing with. Section line, so section and cut and plane lines work in tandem. So you have the section line, and then where the second line passes, you'd have these section lines. The cut and plane, where it passes, it has these section lines. View and plane, it just shows the direction of which you view a drawing. And phantom lines, so in parts that move, you sometimes have the hidden dash lines showing the phantom position of the object. Say position 1, 2, 3, you draw it as a phantom line. So normally you have to handwrite your lettering, but because of AutoCAD you could just type and everything would be very neat and uniform. So you don't need to focus too much on this, but it is important, just the variant sizes, the placement of your lettering, that kind of thing would now become important in AutoCAD. So traditionally you'd have to be careful with certain numbers, say B versus a 6 or 1 versus a 7. If you're writing a decimal, you put 0.5, so you put the 0 instead of just the 0.5. Normally in handwriting you put a little dash yourself on, but as AutoCAD is a computer program, it will be much neater in typing. So traditionally you have to be careful when you're handwriting stuff. This is no way you could just type it in. Understanding scales. So a scale is just a ratio. The ratio is what a unit of measurement on the paper represents in the real world. So if you draw, say 1 millimeter on the paper, it may represent 1 millimeter in the real world, or if it's a bigger scale, 1 millimeter could represent 1 meter, which is 1,000 millimeters. Right, so basically anything you draw in AutoCAD, you want to know what it really represents in the real world. So the scale 1 to 1 is 1 unit on paper to 1 unit in reality. Scale of 1 to 1,000, 1 unit on the paper is equal to 1,000 units in reality. So 1 millimeter is 1,000 millimeters if it's a meter. So to get an idea of scale, the bigger number is, the bigger area it shows. but it would be called a small scale. The smaller number is the smaller area being shown, or large scale. So from the picture here, 1 in 1.3 million is just a city, whereas 1 in 95 million is the whole of the United States, but it's called a small scale. So you see the whole of the US here, then you just see, say, the Atlantic and Atlanta, the whole state, then it goes down, and this little dot is just the city that it shows. So the smaller the scale, the bigger the area it shows. The larger the scale, the smaller area it shows. Right, so most modern drawings are done through our software. We'll be using AutoCAD, but they also like MicroStation and a number of others. So you just want your workstation to be comfortable, computer capable of running the software, and the necessary printing devices for plotting large paper size. We wouldn't be plotting anything, but I'll show you all how to set up the page to plot anything. This is just a typical example of workstation. Okay, so I'm hoping that you all had gotten through with signing up for AutoCAD. You all could use any one of the programs once you get through. AutoCAD the full version, AutoCAD LT light version, or AutoCAD web app. Anyone would work for the assignment. So you all could read through the main part of this on your own. I just want to get you all into the major commands you'll be using. So this assignment, you all would be trying to recreate these blocks here. You don't need to put in the dimensions. The dimensions will help you create it. So let's start with the first one. You have our block 58 square, and then you have lines going up at varying angles. So in AutoCAD, when you open it up, more than likely your screen will be black. I changed my screen to white so it could be more clearly visible for you. So I'm gonna type L, and I see the line command come up, so I want our line. You could click on it, or you could just press enter. Right, so you click on screen and you'll see our line. If you press F8 on your keyboard, it will come straight, or it will go at right angle. So you could type 58, press enter, and that line will be 58 long. Press 58 again, and then when you're finished, you can just press C to connect it up. So as you can see, we have a square 58 by 58. Then you have lines going in at angles of 30. So we don't have the distance of those lines, we just have the angles. So drawing a line at an angle. So you go line again. You want to go to the corner here. So you can take off your F8, just press F8 again, and I'll come back. So I just want to get a distance that would be greater than how much it's crossing. So let's go with 70. 70, and you're pressing tab, and you want to put in the angle of 30. So look at the angle. Just note something here. My unit snaps directly, so you can press OS object snap. Right, so this is the table. You want to click endpoint, midpoint, and center. The others you may not need just yet, but for now, endpoint, midpoint, and center are the main ones you want to have checked off. So you click OK. So that means anytime I type a command, it will automatically snap to the endpoint or the midpoint, and if it was a circle, I could snap to the center. So let's draw another line at 45 degrees this time. So say 60 is the distance, tab 45. Right, and then you have a third one. So I just press enter to call back the last command, which was line. I'll go in 65 this time, just to make sure I'm crossing the parts where they intersect. Tab, and then the angle 60 degrees. Right, so I want to do the same thing on the other side. So go in line, But if you note this time, although I could plane a distance, I'll say 60 to cross, I press tab, the angle would be 30 degrees less than 180. Or let me just type it in and then I'll explain it after. Right, so when you have a line at this point here is 0 degrees. As you go around in a counterclockwise direction, it increases. So straight up would be near 90, goes up to 180. So 30 less than 180 is the 150 here. And then the other two is 45. So you have 135 and 60 less than 180 is 120. So that is how you have to draw it. So you go line again. 60 tab 135, that is 45 less than 180, and then go line, tab 120. Right, so you see all of them crossing here. You just want to use a trim command. Right, they'll ask you the objects you want to trim. So I want to trim these two lines. So you select them and then you press enter. Then they'll ask you what you want to cut off. So basically I just want to take off the ends here to neaten it up. Right, you could call trim again. This time I want to select all these 4 lines because I want to trim those. You press enter again and the part that you want to cut off. So it's just like our scissors and you're cutting off the parts that you don't want. Okay, so you learn line and trim. So call back trim here, and miss out piece. Right, and that is completing the block for the first one, so you could see it. So I made a mistake, I needed to leave all those lines extended out. So I have extend here, so let me show you how to use extend one time. So you do EX, go extend, you click the line you want to extend and where you want to extend it to. Then you press enter and you go like that. So same thing, the line you want to extend or the lines you want to extend and where you want to extend it to, press enter. Okay, so then line, trim, extend. Let's have a look at the other one. This is similar in that you're just using lines at varying angles, so I won't do that one. I'm going to show you all this one here. So you have a square 75 by 48. So let's go line, or you could type in, because it's a rectangle, REC rectangle. So ask you for a first point, type. So this is going across in the X, so the X was 48, enter. Let's do that again. REC for rectangle. I press tab, then 75. Right, and you have your rectangle. So if you look at it, it's like a plot, a structure that where one goes under, one goes over. So the first one starts at 24 and all of them are 6 wide. So you go line, press F8 to get straight, 24, enter, take off your F8, you know it goes at a 45 degree angle, so go say 45, tab 135, press offset, the distance through offset is the 6, that's how wide it is. Select the line on the side you want it to be on, then you go trim, Right, and you have your first span there. Then the other one goes in the other direction at 45. So you have your first span. I could draw it up on the next side, but I want to show you on mirror again. Mirror. So type in MI, you'll see the first option for mirror. Select the object you want to mirror, press enter, and then they'll ask you the mirror line. So I just want to use the center. They'll ask you if to erase the source object, so you select no. So you keep the original source object. I want to do that again. Mirror. So you all keep looking at the example and decide what you all want to mirror and what you all don't need to mirror. Right, so you have the two bands on the top, two bands below. If you look at this here, where this band meets here, it goes up that way. So let me draw that next. So I could start to draw the line from here going at 45, but I already have a line. So I'm just going to use mirror again. Select the two lines, and this time the mirror line is a bit different. And you want to use extend. Select the lines you want to extend and where you want to extend it to. Okay, so you all should see it coming together like that. So I'm gonna stop here because more or less you could see that you can mirror this other part to get the top here, and then you can mirror this one to get this below here as well as this one below here. So you all can complete this, but you just look at the, so on top here this one goes over, so you do TR trim, enter, select the objects, and this band goes over. So you just want to cut anything in between there so it looks like it goes over like that. So with what I'll show you all is enough to complete this. So let me move on to a different one. So this is pretty straightforward as well. I'll show you all the circle command. So this is a circle diameter 58 within a square. Right, so you go circle, they'll ask you for the center point. You can press the down arrow and select diameter, enter, 58. Right, so you have the first circle to begin with. Then you have a square around it. So you go polygon. So it asks you the number of sides, 4, enter, specify the center, and then the one inside a circle or about a circle. I actually want it about a circle. Right, so if you notice it's straight versus the example which is at say a 45-degree rotation. So I could either rotate it now or rotate it after. So I'll rotate it after. I just want to draw the circle inside it first. So you're gonna call polygon again. Enter the number of sides for the center, and then this one will be inside the circle. So you have that. Then you go in circle, specify the circle center, and then you're just gonna snap to the center here so that it falls. If you look at the thing, all of them is within each other, so they just kind of goes in like that. Right, so I could continue polygon, number of sides 4, center. I want it inside this last circle, like that. So you could continue on your match. Let me just show you how to rotate. RO, so you rotate, select the first square, enter, then do axial base point. You want to select the center and the rotation angle, which is 45. So everything matches here. So you will go through and you'll see how many circles and squares you need to go inside to make it identical. So let me go up and see line, polygon. So I need to do array, divide. Alright, let's pick another example. Alright, so picking this one here, a circle of 70 diameter. Right, so you have a circle, diameter, and you have 4 circles within it. So let me draw the lines. Basically I'll snap into the nodes here of the circle. So we have a circle inside, which is half of 70 is 35, 35. So you go circle again, 35, sorry, circle, half of 35 is 70, 25. Something goes on. Just something. Right, so I was making a mistake before in thinking that it's 35, but that's the same radius, so I need to be half of 35. Right, and you could just use copy, CO, like one there, one there. Delete this one. I'm gonna show you how array. Excuse. So type in array. You could use pool array. This one. Select the object, the center. Press the down arrow. Go into items, enter, and home. Right, check back this. You just have a square connecting, and a square on the outside and a square on the inside. So you could go line, enter, and square inside, same line command, and where the intersection is, so you could always just press your object snap to make sure that it is selected. Okay. copy, circle. So I cover the majority of stuff. So move is just to move items around. In case you didn't like the position or something, click it, move. Erase as if you make a mistake. So say it actually didn't have a square in the center, type in E, erase, select the object. If this square was not supposed to be there, and you press enter. Right, so let's try this one for divide. Let's press tab to go into the next box, 70. Let's try that again. Okay, so let's draw a line, 70, 70, divide. Sorry. Number segment 7. To divide again. Number segment 7. Okay, let's try that again. Use mirror this time. Choose the midpoint. Just copy these lines to save time. Right. So zoom, basically if you have a scroll on your mouse, you just back and forth and I zoom in. So I've covered enough of the commands so that you all can do this first exercise. Won't be too harsh in terms of expectations, but next week we'll discuss it some more. Okay?